When disaster strikes, most people panic. And if you miss these 3 simple steps, as soon as that happens, you are done for. So again, 3 simple things. It's a very short video. Go through this, take notes. It will literally save your life. Number 1, you need to secure your immediate environment when something happens. We're talking about man-made disaster, natural disaster, crap hits the fan. All of this fits in this scenario. Structural damage, threats, check for other danger. This is so vitally important because people think, oh, wow, look at that happen. They don't look around, and next thing you know, other things are coming into play because it's like a domino effect, and down they go. I want you to understand that most people will die from a major airline crash, but almost half survive and often will die from smoke inhalation and fumes and fire because they can't escape. That's really interesting food for thought, isn't it? Because we think they all die, but that's not the case at all. They don't check their surroundings. They're like, oh, look, I'm stuck in this airplane seat. I should get out. And they end up dying. All right. I was an EMT for 10 years before becoming a doctor. And I loved it, by the way. Just I don't know, I'm kind of like one of those junkie kind of people. I love, major quick thinking trauma type stuff. And that's why I went into the ER later. But I always stressed, and I was always stressed, by the way, that when you get on scene, the first thing you need to do is you need to survey the scene. Because even as an ambulance jockey, head to a scene, you think, oh, everything's going to be fine. I want to take care of this. But when I was in Kansas City in med school, I wasn't on the ambulance at this time anymore, but there was an ambulance situation there where they were called to a house explosion. Of course, house explosion sometimes is a meth lab, and that's exactly what was happening. And so when the ambulance gets there, they're the first one on scene. This is back before the day the police would arrive with them. The meth head inside wanted to protect his stuff, so he shot and killed a few of the people from the ambulance coming over. You always have to assess the scene. You have no idea what's going on. In these situations, it literally will, people will act crazy, and you'll actually see, like, again, structural damage. Anything could actually cause further trauma. We don't think of that, but you need to. And you need to practice that and get that mindset. Don't just run in. You need to look around. But the problem is, when you get into that fight or flight situation, you really get hyper-focused. You always want to have that tunnel vision, or you will have that tunnel vision, and therefore you won't see what's around you. And that's why in military we do flanking procedures and techniques, because people don't see the sides coming. All right, number 2. As soon as it happens and once everything's safe, you need to gather and account for all the people in your group. We're typically talking about family, right? But obviously it doesn't have to be family. Maybe you have a prepper group that you guys all keep in contact with. You need to account for everybody. But it's not simply just doing head count. Yeah, we're all here. You need to assess any type of medical conditions. This doesn't necessarily have to mean physical, but mental or psychological too. Because people get so much in shock, they don't know what's going on. They'll need you to guide them through the situation. But obviously medical can save your life. You need to look at everything that's happening right then and there, because understand that the first few seconds, the first few minutes of some of these major medical traumas will be the most life-threatening. So be able to handle that very quickly. And again, this is where training comes in. I intend on making more videos, by the way, in helping you out medically speaking through what to do in these situations. But in the very least, take an EMT course. They're relatively inexpensive, and it's all of those very quick emergency things you need to take care of. But understand that it doesn't matter if it's a natural disaster or if there's marauders. These events are very distressing, very confusing. And if you haven't trained for this, then your brain will go fuzzy and you won't know what to do or act, and you'll just kind of freeze. So make sure you check everybody medically and go from there. All right. Lastly, you need to lock down your supply. So something's happened. Could be a natural disaster, a tornado, could be a hurricane called Katrina. It could be crap hits the fan. It could be war. I mean, there's so many things. After you take care of everybody's there, we're good to go. I'm now in a situation where I'm not in danger. Everybody's medically treated. You need to now take care of your gear. Even more so, kind of like this, lock down your supplies. Right now in your house, you probably have a whole bunch of your food stockpiled over here, and maybe you have some weapons over here. It's time to take care of those, because now you're in a situation, and this one actually is not right away, but you have a little bit of time. It's now time to act quickly. You have a couple days, 3 days, I estimate, before things start getting more problematic, if you want to put it that way, because once they start hitting 9 meals, then anarchy sets in. So time to lock down your supplies, put things in different areas. You want to make sure you put certain things hidden away. You want to make sure you're not looked at as being a prepper, etc. We've talked about this many times. So 3 major things right now. So time to take action, because when this does happen, it's not if, but when this does happen, disaster will strike. it strikes all the time as it is. And right now, things seem to be getting a little bit more crazy as time goes on. I think you agree with this. You need to take care of it now, because when that time does happen, you're not going to remember these things. You're going to completely blank and have no idea what's going on. So that's why having a plan, writing these things down, watching this video a few times, watch this video with your prepper group or your friends or family, and start tangibly writing down a plan and practice it. It sounds corny or hokey. And even as you're doing through it, you're like, this is kind of weird, we're practicing this. But if you don't practice this, you may literally, after the fact, survive and say, oh, I really wish I should have written down those 3 steps, because these 3 steps are the most life-saving steps. They're the most vital. And unless you practice it now, you will not be able to act accordingly. And literally, it very well may take your life or the life of your group, friends, and family. I'm always here for you. That's why we have Goshen Prepping, is to take care of these situations so we can not only just thrive, not only survive, but thrive at the very end, and to be able to come out the other end shining and everything's going very well. That is our goal at Goshen Prepping. It is about living a good day so we can have a great tomorrow. As always, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.